I love how you put that together. Very well spoken.
Nah, I
Very
appreciate
well
it, bro.
spoken, brother. All right. So now that basketball is over, you
Hmm.
know what I mean? What's your thought process? You know, we're going to get into the acting. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
for
Did you
sure.
always have a passion for acting? And what was that transition like when once basketball was over? Like,
Hmm.
did you have a moment where you just chilled out and you was like, you know, I'm gonna try this acting thing out? Like, how was that like? Explain that process.
So my mom, so a lot of people don't know my mom back in the day. She did a few films, independent films. She sung, had a little CD out. I like to say little. People like to say little. We got a problem with saying that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna correct that. She had a CD out, and she was doing numbers. And then she also, again, versatile. She got into acting, and she introduced me to. I know you familiar with Red from the Five Heartbeats.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I just rewinded back to certain situations like that. They had came to my Hopkins Middle and did like a panel, and I got in the car not knowing who he was. I was kind of fertile to it, not knowing like, okay, this is Spread from Five Heartbeats. And I rewind that and revisit that moment after I finished playing ball and was like, damn, that probably was a calling right then and there. But to answer your question, I just always had a niche for it. My grandmother, she won Apollo. I think I don't know what age she was, but it was in her younger years, or she liked to run up one of them. She had a chance to really like go,
Yeah.
and I always had that just in my family. And mom just kind of came to me one day and was like, "Dog, you need to try acting out."
Yeah.
And me having that just stuck on basketball and from the outside perspective, pressure of like NBA, NBA, NBA. I'm still that people would keep me in that one dimensional state, not knowing that I had that in me. And I felt like I wanted to show people that too, because I'm the only kid. So I've always been able to entertain myself. And I think that came along with just growing up being the only kid, having to entertain myself when I'm not outside playing ball. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just came along on mine was like, man, you need to try it out. And I went to Tyler Perry Studios back in 2017, 2016, after I got out of college and just did some background stuff. And then from there, I just made my connections along the way with different directors. They put me on different scenes, connecting me with other people at the higher level. And I just been kind of still independent, making my way through. And I've made, I had like 2 or 3 independent films I've worked on. I had a BET film I actually was supposed to be on called Sounds of Christmas, and it was with Soraya, Mike Bless, and this new other lady that was my fiance in it. But some scenes got cut out. You know how that go when it comes to the final production, BET.
Yeah. The editing.
Yeah, the editing part,
Yep. Yeah.
and but my name was Darren in that, and that would have been my first, like as an independent. I was kind of banking on that because that would have been like a kind of another thing that would have catapulted me into that position of like, okay, yeah, he ready. And
Yeah.
I that would have built more, even though my confidence is still there, that would have just took my confidence to a whole nother level because I'm like, I just got this as an independent, actor. And I'm on BET Plus and I got speaking roles.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I still got some things in the work. Like I already, again, made that connection throughout the industry where I still have people that I can resource and outsource to. And yeah, that's that. Everything on the up and up, man. There's some stuff still that I've been working on 2 or 3 years ago that still haven't came out,
Yeah.
and it's continuous films that's has continuous like projects going
Yeah.
within that
Yeah.
film
Yeah.
that I was working on, and it'll be released soon. So yeah,
Man, how was that first audition?
man. That first audition, bro, was for Superfly as for Snow Patrol.
Yeah.
Crazy how I got the position, because it was from email I thought was fake, and it was like Director X such and such. He's producing it, or he was co-producer, and I need you to come here such and such. I wasn't even in. I was in Atlanta, but I wasn't even in Atlanta for that. I was on a whole nother type of time while I was in Atlanta, and that came, and I took that chance, man. And yeah, I had to basically play as a gangster.
Yeah.
And of course, I met Trevor Jackson, that boy Jason. Actually ran back into Jason a year or two after that. But yeah, it was cool, bro. It was cool. It was something that really made me really like hone in and really focus, like, and say I can probably see myself doing this for real.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm where I'm at right now. I'm still in that grind of getting to that next level because I've seen what it can do. And I know I got the talent. And again, that's something I want to express to people that know me personally and then people that don't know me. People don't really know that side of me that I am. I do have that theatrical side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can vouch. I ain't never know that.
Yeah, for sure.
I just knew basketball, Domonique.
Yeah.
Like
As a lot of people did.
Yeah, even to revert back to something that you said, I'm gonna touch on real quick.
Yeah.
Like when you said, you started to build a name and people start. I knew your name before I knew you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that. I knew your name before I met you in person on everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a real thing. But I do love to see how you've grown into this new, this new era. Went from sports to acting. You know, you getting your placements. You're still hustling. You're still grinding.
There you go.
You gotta love to see that.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man.
100%.
So being that you in this acting field, of course you meet other actors. Yeah. Some known, some very well known, some not as known. Who would you say is the most famous person that you've met so far?
So the most famous person I've met so far probably would be Taraji. I got to say those because those three is kind of in the same category. Taraji, Forrest Whitaker, and Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah, actually, Forrest Whitaker and Mary J. Blige is on the same set of Respect, Aretha Franklin biopic.
Yeah.
And which in that I played the bartender for Mary J. Blige and Heather Haley. Yeah, I was her bartender, Mary J. and Heather Haley bartender in that. So those three, I think, probably the most famous I've met, and real people, authentic. Just themselves, and it gives you as an upcoming actor or actress, it gives you that just confidence to really like, I'm rubbing shoulders with people of this caliber, and you seeing them as you coming up as a youngin, and then you're able to be in that same room with them, and then people giving you, like for instance, I went to LA for this particular project, and I met Erica Alexander, which is, from Living There You Go.
Yes, sir.
And she, I met her through one of my guys, Furley Mack. And she just it was just like some light encouragement. And she was like, you got it. You got the look. You go ahead with it. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Because I know you got it. She just gave that encouragement. Just hearing, it don't take much for me to go ahead and do something. Not to say that I'm waiting for it or validation, because I believe in myself first and foremost, which you as a person that's going for something, that's what you're gonna have to do. But just to hear from somebody that then did it, and you watch, like, damn, man, first and foremost, I can't believe I'm in this same position, place as you, chopping it up with you. We having this dialogue. All right, this crazy.
Yeah, I know it's
so
real.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like starstruck, but at the same time, I'm understanding my growth. So I still had to contain my own, element. So yeah, but those three probably the most famous.
Yeah,
and it was all love. It was no stuck up. It was all love. So I can definitely appreciate that.
What's the best advice that you've gotten from anyone? It could be an actor, actress. It could be agents in the industry or anything. What's the best advice you have or you've gotten about the industry in order I'll say to navigate the industry? I would say the best advice you've gotten so far, you believe.
So the best advice I've gotten, and this is just through people that have talked to people, of like, it has that real influence. Be the script, don't read the script, just live in it. And again, you don't want to be a robot on camera. Also, just learning who your personnel is, because in any business, is always it's pros and cons when you're going for something. And you got people that's gonna sell you short. You got people that's gonna doubt you. The number one thing I think is ultimately having that confidence and believing in yourself and staying consistent. Just being consistent at your craft, even when you ain't on camera and you off camera and it's an off season for you. You stay in acting class. Keep those skills brushed up. Just staying sharp and being prepared. And I'm gonna take a quote from the late great Nip, man, in reference to him. Preparation for the opportunity.
Sir.
So having that, just always staying sharp and never knowing when your number gonna be called. That right there within itself is just always make sure I try to stay ready.
Yeah.
And that's in anything in life, but definitely from acting aspect, I still do my little improvs. And just making sure I stay sharp just in case I get a call. Because like I said, I got a few directors that I know personally where it can be any given day. Even if I feel like I ain't been on camera in a while, they can call me down. I got a position for you.
Yeah.
You ready? Let's go. And I got to be ready, or else somebody else gonna take the job.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. So, but yeah.
So when you do have a role, or you get a role, what's your process as far as learning that character that you have to play?
Reading the script 100 million times. You feel me? Reading it a few times, bro. Just making sure I really engage and really live in that character. And once I read it enough, and then I start to get my emotions involved. Once I get my emotions involved, then it's like, all right, bro, you can now lead the paper. Lead the paper and be the paper. And so I just start to just really, like, even when I walk around, folks probably look at me like I'm crazy, but I really just be like, in those moments, like, not looking at people crazy, but as if I'm on set already and in the mode, like, how would I react? How would I say it? This the right moment. Like, I go with intuition. So if you give me an energy that I feel like I'm on set at that moment, I'm gonna go tap in right then and there. You might not know what I'm doing, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying it internally. I'm saying it. But I'm already preparing myself regardless of what situation I'm in, regardless of whatever scenario I'm in, or should I say circumstances, I'm really like preparing up until that point. So yeah, I'll say really just constantly the main thing is just understanding the lines, reading the lines, and again, not being the line. And then or not reading the line too much, but being the line, I should say. And just doing that. But that's how I prepare, for real.